engine itself. Okay, these are some major differences. Just give you an overall view of what does the architecture of electric vehicles, that is hybrid electric vehicles, plug-in electric vehicles, and battery electric vehicles look like. Now let's talk about what are the opportunities in engineering. Okay, so if we talk about the domains where, or we talk about the areas where you can find some space for you, that is first thing is we talk about research and design. Uh, like like here we talk about BIW, like black and white body part designing. Okay, so this is basically about from the designing aspect we are talking about. Okay, so so whatever the outer surface or the chassis designing or the complete sheet metal design, okay, BIW is designing basically components of outer structure that is your vehicle, right? Like here, like if we talk about here in this page, you are seeing the outer multiple. Okay, so that is your BIW. Okay, black and white body parts design. Then come your sheet metal design and sheet metal design. So to give you a precise example of sheet metal design, what does the importance of sheet metal designing in like mechanical domain? If we particularly talk about what are the components or what are the things we design basically of sheet metal. So you see the arms, okay, the parts of suspension system, like your control arm, your lower control arm, mountings, whatever we can, the support system. So these all are the we are designing from the sheet metal. We are not using any if we talk passenger car of it is we talk, if we talk about the light uh, light shaped vehicles, so whatever the components that you see are designed from the sheet metal. Why sheet metal we are using? Because the components which are designed by the sheet metal are lighter as compared to the like components which are designed from the like I section bars or other kind of cross section bars we use. So design and like research or a lot of research is definitely needed in this place in this domain. Why? Because always see whatever the products are coming into the market. If you see top today, if you see like once I was going through an article that we talk about the particularly about the experience, user experience of your using an electric vehicle. Particularly talk about the Ola scooty. So somewhere I had read about this that once people like who is the like the person who was the owner of the scooty was going somewhere and his chassis was completely bended. The chassis which is used for the overall structure of the vehicle, the chassis completely bent on the way when he was in the market. So that was a complete failure. So a lot of research, a lot of designing and research is needed in terms of this area, because people are exploring, right? People like you and me and industry are exploring these domains. They are coming up with new ideas, with new designs. All right, and since we don't have so many moving parts in electric vehicles, so this gives us a degree of freedom for whatever the design, whatever the product we want to design. We have a multiple, or we can say we have no limit for designing any of the vehicles. So whatever the orders design you can think, you can design it with the electric vehicles. It is possible with the electric vehicles. It was not possible with the like internal combustion engine vehicles, because there we have to place the engine at a particular place. But here, if we talk about electric vehicles, so here we have different types of motors which can be spaced or which can be mounted in a very compact and small area. So we have a very vast domain in case of designing. Again, there comes the battery type designing, and battery type designing is no one else can design the battery type as the mechanical engineers can design. Okay, parts and the subsystem designing, that is in like whatever the small components, internal or aesthetics. If we talk about the ergonomical designing and the product marketing and all those things, like how we are marketing the product, so that completely depends upon the design of that product. Now if we completely talk about the thermal is a part of design only, but here when we talk about the industry, then thermal branch or thermal domain is completely different. Okay, how it is completely different? Because here we are doing a lot of like analysis and system modeling on softwares. Okay, so you must have a good knowledge of the softwares. So in thermals come your battery pack thermal design analysis. In India, if we particularly talk about, then India is going to face a lot of challenge in managing the battery packs. Why? Because you see, if you see the geographically, then India is very like India have very vast temperature difference. If you talk about India, I mean the temperatures in India, it can go up to 50 degree or 55 degree in summers, and up to like minus 10 degree or minus 15 degree in winters. So India is geographically, if we talk about, then we have a very vast temperature region, or we have a vast temperature difference. But if we particularly talk about the batteries, so batteries operate in a particular temperature zone only. So, so for the batteries to operate in a to operate in a particular condition or to give the maximum efficiency, they have to operate in a temperature range between 10 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Celsius. So battery pack thermal management is going to be challenging, and these challenges are generally going to be faced by the mechanical engineer. Transfer or RAC or these kinds of subjects you are studying currently in your engineering. So these core concepts of those are applied over here. Then if you talk about the structural analysis and components, so again these all are part of FE analysis and your system modeling. Heat ventilation and air conditioning, the kind of air conditioning or heat removal from the inside of the vehicle, that is again a very vast domain. There are a lot of work is there in this HVAC system. Okay, designing cooling systems for electronics, like we know that whenever we are using the controllers, like controllers also get heat up during the working. So how we are going, just like the engine, we have to also provide some cooling to the controllers and the motor. Okay, so might be some of you are not aware of this, that in motors also we are providing some liquid cooled motors, or we can say we are providing some liquids to flow inside the motor just to make them just to cool them down. Okay, similarly there are also some controllers which are also like works on liquid cooling. Okay, in order to perform maximum. All right. And if we talk about manufacturing, then manufacturing is a very vast domain where you will see a lot many different domains, like component designing, testing, component manufacturing. About if we are particularly to say, there are hundreds of components are there. If we talk about like even you have to manufacture. Yeah, guys, am I audible? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Anybody else having any question? Okay. Let's get back. So we were talking about the manufacturing, like component manufacturing. There are hundreds and thousands of components are there in a complete vehicle, which has to be manufactured. And if you talk about in electric vehicles, then we will be need to, like if we have to connect the wires together, then also we need some kind of connectors. Okay, so those connector, if maybe they are designed or they are using some different kind of material other than the metals, okay, but still they have to be manufactured and tested and uh, they have to go through some testing, qualify the test, and then they have to be deployed and assembled. So component designing, component manufacturing, it is definitely going to be a very uh, vast domain over there where you have thousands of components which you can work on inside in manufacturing domain. Quality inspection, quality control, these are the core. So these the maximum job opportunities that you will find are in this quality inspection and quality control. Again comes the production. So production planning, how production will take place, and the complete procedure. There are hundreds and thousands of process are there, there are so many different documentation works are there inside of every topic about production. Okay, daily reports they have to produce whatever the process is going. I mean, so that is also a vast domain for me. Okay, assembly if we talk about, then whatever the components are coming. Okay, again we need people for the assembly of the vehicles. Okay, complete assembly of the vehicle. So this assembly part is going to be an part work for the mechanical engineers. Like initial testing of the component, we can say um, whether the component is okay or not, or fine or not. So these testings, different types of testing methods are there, which are to be done by the like inside the manufacturing unit or inside the factory only. So whatever the manufacturing things you see, there are a lot many processes are there. Like if we talk about other areas, what are the other areas for the mechanical engineer? Then you will see the simulation. Simulation means here why I have kept it different from the research design and thermal, because simulation means whenever you are using some mathematical modeling in order to simulate or get some data from to define the complete process. Basically, we can say whenever we are using some mathematical equations, mathematical formulas to drive the complete output of any production of any process. So there comes the simulation. So whatever again there are different softwares for simulation like MATLAB for your electrical simulations, and you can do the multi-body dynamic simulations. So test the vehicles even before you go to the production. So one thing you have to understand here that like in order to be more in order to provide more fine products, or we can say in order to provide like in today's world we will see that we are saving a lot of money on manufacturing. Okay, we are not going directly for the manufacturing or those things. So whatever the things or whatever the work we are doing, first we are doing on simulation softwares, and after analyzing the result, okay, analyzing and discussing the results, then updating all those research work, then we are going for the manufacturing. It is not like that we have designed, manufactured and tested. Now it is like first we have designed the concept, we have simulated it on the softwares, then we have analyzed the results and made the corrections into the product, and then we have done the same process, simulation and everything. Then we have after finalizing the complete design, then we are going for the manufacturing. Okay, so the simulation softwares, simulation also plays a major role over here. Simulation is one thing which is never taught in the colleges. Okay, which is never taught into the colleges. Okay, supply chain management. We can say this is the backbone of any industry. Okay, suppose you are working in a manufacturing plant, and like we have in few months back, we have already seen this, that the world was facing the shortages of the silicon chips, right? And due to which the whole of the production production was impacted, or production stopped or slows down somewhere due to the global shortage of the IC silicon chips, right? That's why you see get your vehicle delivered up to 3 to 4 years time, right? Okay, so setting up for charging station, this is another another domain which you can look after. Here we have also uh, this is a very good opportunity for the mechanical engineers to look into these domains, although other than that of the core engineering itself, setting up the charging station, installing of the power plant. So this is also a India is going to need more than 1 lakhs of charging stations. Just give me a second, guys. Yeah, guys, am I audible? Okay, so these are other domains where you have to look into it, because again, the installing of the charging stations and the installing of the solar power plants, like uh, we are going to face a major shortage of power supply. This is another challenge for the industry. Okay, we are like generally we face power shortage in June and July month, or April to July month. We are facing the power shortages. So in order to overcome those shortages, we are like government is installing, or the private in sectors are also installing the solar power plants with with the capacity of hundreds of megawatts, and so they are generally start setting up the power plants. So setting up the power plants, again, there's a very big role for the mechanical engineers in it. Okay, setting up the charging stations, another is the domain. Sales and services, after sales and after sales services are also there in case of EV industry. So uh, these are the things. If someone is not that much good into the technical but still want to make their career into the EV industry, so this could be an option for them also. And if people are of some entrepreneurship mindset, if people are with entrepreneurship mindset, so they can also work upon the startups. You can learn how to design the battery packs, okay, and you can supply to the local suppliers. So there are so many small startups are there who are actually designing the battery packs and supplying it to the local vendors. Okay, some of I also know some very clear, very like closely into my context. Okay, so what they are also manufacturing the battery packs. Consultancy, it could be a type of whether you are can provide if you are good in designing, then you can provide the design consultancy. If you are good in somewhere software services, type of services, then you can provide into that type of consultancy, or any other kind of consultancy services also you can provide in this in this EV industry. Supply chain management, I could also say this is a very vast domain where how to make the bill of material, how to look for the how to make the reports and bill of materials, yeah, how to select the vendors for the production. So there is also very this also control all the logistics. So here, like supply chain management, if you want to go into don't look that okay you only have the research, or you have only the thermal, or only manufacturing options are there. Still there are so many options are there in this industry which can give you a good start for your career. Right, so that's about this one. So now let's talk about the challenges faced by the EV industry. So what are the challenges that currently the EV industries are facing? Okay, so if we talk about the problems, they are broadly classified into two types of problems, that is physical attributes and lack of second is the lack of awareness. So the physical attribute is something which we as a which is again comes into the break, which supplies are not there. Okay, whatever the production the company want to do the production, but the technology is not available. Okay, or the shortage of components or shortage of supplies are there, we can say the cost of the batteries are so many, having too much of cost. So these comes under the physical attributes. Lack of awareness is among the people. People are not familiar with how to handle the electric vehicles. So this is the biggest challenge. Okay, like lack of awareness. People are having this habit of using the vehicles as they were using the normal petrol vehicle. They don't know how to handle the electric vehicles, like when they have to charge the electric vehicle, when they have to charge their vehicle, and at what speed they have to go, or like what should be the state of charge of the battery, and what should be the depth of the discharge of the battery, how much battery they have, the range up to which they can discharge the battery. So these are the things that people are not aware, due to which we are facing the problems like burning of the electric vehicles, or like short range. Okay, people are not maintaining the acceleration of the electric vehicles, so that is also creating a problem. So that is another big challenge for the industry, to aware the people like us as a consumer. Okay, to aware the people as a consumer. So you can work upon this also, like training the people or teaching the people or making them aware about how to handle the electric vehicles, come into the contact with the industries, and run some campaigns, do some social works on these things, on creating the awareness. So this is also a, you can look into those things. Okay. Let's talk about some more challenges about the industry. Low mileage of the vehicle. Again, this is the biggest thing. Higher cost of the battery packs. Higher cost of the electric vehicles, we can say. That is just because of the battery packs. If we can reduce the cost of the battery pack, then we will see the reduced cost of the overall vehicle. Okay. Lack of service center. So that is also a big challenge. Like there are no standard service centers are there. Unaware about the maintenance servicing, like people are not aware about how to maintain their electric vehicles. Unclear policies. This is from the government side. Since the technology is very new to us, so government is also changing the policies in every few months, like every 2 to 3 months. They are changing the policies. So in order to check the policies, you can go onto the website, which is eamrit portal.com, which is a government website where you can check all the policies related news and updates you can get updates from there. Temperature issue, as I already mentioned, that India is a country where you will see a vast difference into the temperature. So we are going to face that issue. All right. This is the demand of the electricity will increase, and the shortage of the electric supply we can face into the coming time. Okay, supply chain problem. People this is we talked about if products are not available, or we can say parts are currently not available, or we don't have that much of vendors who can provide us the parts, or who can supply us the parts. Okay, so this is also another kind of challenge that we are facing. Insufficient charging stations. If the people are still ready to buy the electric vehicle, but before buying, one thing will definitely come into your mind, that how I am going to charge my vehicle. Okay, so these are the challenges which the industry is currently facing. Another problem is inadequate quality of the charging stations. Like people are not aware about the charging station business. So this is from the industry point of view, and here we are talking about from the business point of view. Okay. So if someone wants to set up a charging station, so they can also look into that business. Okay. A part of this problem can be solved if the people are aware of the myths and the reality about charging station business. Okay, inadequate quality of it. So if someone is interested, then how they can set up a charging station, for that you can go to the government portal and you can look into these things. Okay, so particularly if we now talk about what are the skills the industry is looking for in a candidate. Okay, so as per the Automotive Mission Plan 2026, the automotive sector could soon become one of the largest job creating industry with an additional job of 65 million jobs. Okay, so there is a huge scope in this industry. Like 65 million jobs are going to be created by 2026. The skills and the talent needed for the jobs are rapidly evolving as the industry is increasingly moving towards the automation and digitalization. So here, as a mechanical engineer, you just don't have to focus on one thing. You also have to focus on automation and digitalization. So there are other things here that other than that of your core subjects you have to work upon. Okay. The auto sector is looking for mobility engineers, material scientists, top tech talents in the artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, data science, data analytics. These are the other domains where the industry is looking for the help. Okay. As per the Team Leads report, so there is a report released by the Team Leads in 2018. The demand of the engineers in this field is over 5,000 engineers, which is projected up to go up to 15,000 to come year. That is, by 2021-22, we need 15,000 engineers per year, or per month. But only 1,000 engineers are employed in the EV sector. Right? The demand is 15,000, and only 1,000 engineers are able to make their career into the EV sector. Why? Because of the lack of the information, lack of the knowledge, okay, lack of skills. People are not able to make into it. Okay? The auto industry needs experts on design, product, infrastructure, storage. So these are the domains, other domains where the experts are needed. Increasingly, the lack of trained professional persons is becoming a huge concern over here. Okay, so these are the challenges or the skills, talent that industry is looking like. You must have these kind of challenges or this kind of knowledge. All right. So let's talk about other things like opportunities in research and development. So with the upcoming technologies like Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and advancement in manufacturing techniques. Advancement in manufacturing techniques here, if we talk about that, it is talk about the Industry 4.0, or we can say that here we're talking about the design optimization. Okay, regenerative design, not the regenerative, generative designing we are talking about, which comes under the 3D printing and 3D designing, all those things. Okay, there are a lot of opportunities for mechanical engineers to explore career in the research and development of electric vehicles. Electric vehicles are facing issues with the battery charging time, battery size, performance, and the life of the battery. So whatever the batteries you see inside the electric vehicle, so the designing of the battery pack is going to be the part of, or the role of designing, plus the thermal management of the battery pack is going to be the role of the mechanical engineers. Okay, so these are the core jobs for the mechanical engineers. Okay, with variable torque requirements, battery performance improves are the key area of the research for the electrical engineers. Okay, opportunity design. As we talk about electric design is one of the most important aspect of the electric vehicles. Mechanical engineers can enhance the present design of the vehicle by employing improvements in the motor, braking system, electronics, battery, electrical lightings, or electric lightings of electric vehicles. The opportunities to develop the systems with better design from point of view of economics and environmental aspects can be considered as an enhancement in viewpoint of the design engineers. So if you want to make your career as a design engineer, then definitely you have companies are waiting, or industry is waiting for you. Okay, if you want to make the career into design. And opportunities in maintenance. So definitely when the electric vehicles are going to be in the market, they are also going to face challenges with the maintenance. So servicing of electric vehicle is again going to be a big role for the big role. So you can do some extra, courses or extra trainings on how to manage, how to maintain the battery packs, how to do the testing of the battery packs, how to do the testing of the motors, Okay, how to handle the motors, how to do all those stuff. So here are the few components like motor, batteries, electronic accessories. Okay, so here these are the things where you have the opportunity. So if you get a good hands-on upon these things, then you can start your own service centers. Okay, like two-wheelers, if we properly talk about the two-wheelers, are generally facing problem with the motors. Okay, they are facing with the problem with the range. Okay, and they are facing with the battery packs. If you know how to test the batteries, if you know how to test the motors, or how to correct the faults inside electric vehicle, then definitely you can start your own startup in this thing, in the maintenance of these things or service center. Okay, so now so these things were from the industry point of view. Okay, now if we talk about the challenges for the graduates, so whatever the things that you are learning into your college, that is having a huge gap, and what is required in the like industry. Okay, so what are the challenges? That there is no advance into the curriculum for the last 20 to 30 years. If we particularly talk about the mechanical engineers, you are still doing the design using the drafting, right? If I'm not wrong, you are still designing, like doing the drafting things on the chart papers. Whereas according to the today's need of the hour, you must have the knowledge on how to draft the things on softwares other than on that of the chart sheets, right? So that is the design, that is the demand of the industry, and you are still designing all those things on the chart papers. So you must ask these things to your universities, like why we are still doing all these things. You are still learning about the boilers in your academics, which is of no use, right? Are you guys facing the same things? Right?
Yes, sir.
So, right? So how many of you are already doing this drafting works? How many of you likes it, like doing the making the drawings on the draft or A4 sheet or A1 sheet? You are still doing all those things, right?
Yes, sir, we are doing, but it is the basic thing for the first semester. There is a subject engineering graphics. So it is an introduction when a new person is entering into engineering field.
Yeah,
he has to be something.
Yeah, I completely agree with you upon this, that this is the basics, but the teaching must be somewhat, teaching pattern must be different. Okay, these things must be taught on softwares, right? These things must be taught on softwares. So if I'm not wrong, then designing is simple one sheet. Okay. Yeah. Yes, softwares. Let me come into that. So
the softwares they are coming under second and third years. They are teaching on softwares like 3D modeling, and then ANSYS. They are step by step they are teaching, but the level of practical knowledge should be more.
Yeah, but they are not conducting any exams upon these things, right? On the software knowledge.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So that's the thing. Like you are designing a draft sheet in 2 to 3 hours, right? Whereas the same design you have drawn on the software in just 15 to 20 minutes. Like you are like my meaning, and if you see today, whenever you go into the industry, okay, so they will not ask you for give me the draft sheet on A1 size sheet of paper or something like that. They will ask you send me the XLS files, okay, or the DWG files, okay. Send me those files, not the physical files. So these are the things that industry is asking, and you are still doing all those things. So ask these things, go to your academics, okay, because this is for your future. Again, if you talk about you are studying the boilers, what is the need of the boilers in today's industry, right?
Yes, sir.
My concept is that is to give you an idea like how these curriculums are not enough for your career. Like how they are not enough. They are just wasting up of your time, right? So in order you can get the things done, and you can learn all those things, no doubt. But Rather, you must focus upon what is demanded in the industry, okay, rather than just following the things like a blindfolded. You must ask these things: what is required in the industry, how we are whatever the things you are learning in the colleges, how it can be helpful in the industry, whether it is actually helpful in the industry or not. Okay, so let's talk about like what are the challenges that people are facing, like lack of specialization in professional curriculum. Professionalization and specialization is not there. Lack of skill based education that can produce entrepreneurs. You don't have any idea about how to maintain the budgets or how to do the budgeting for any of the projects. Nothing is taught on this. Okay, lack of hands-on project based studies. Whatever the things you are learning, they are just theoretical based. Okay, you are not able to get on hands-on things. Even lab experiments that you are doing, like equipments they are using, they are also like 20 to 30 years or 40 years old equipments they are using. Today the industries are using CNC machines, right? But still you are practicing the own things on lathe machines and other older machines, right? Gap between the industry and academic. Industry demands is completely changing. Industry demand has completely changed, and whatever you are learning is completely different. Okay, no interdisciplinary mobility is possible. Okay, there's like you can't do the things like industry is coming to your college and training to you. So there is no interdisciplinary mobility is possible. Lack of correlation with the need of the environment. Whatever is the need of the industry, there is no correlation with the colleges. These are the challenges that the engineering graduates are facing today. Okay, which will ultimately whenever you are going for the interviews, and they will ask you all those things, and then you are facing challenges to crack the interviews. Okay, now the questions come: will college degree help you in getting your career, start your career? Okay, so let's talk about this. The syllabus and education patterns followed by the 95% of the colleges and universities in India is completely outdated and need to completely reform, especially talking about the mechanical domain. Okay, so whatever the things like suppose if someone's father have done the graduation in 80s or 90s, and still you will find most of the components or most of the subjects that you are learning, they are similar. Okay, they haven't changed much. Only some extra, like in case of they have added some extra subjects like extras. They are not added into the main course, like your CAD modeling, your analysis, software trainings, and all those things are added in extras. They doesn't came into the mainstream. Okay, these are the challenges. Okay, the purpose of the engineering institute is to provide graduates who understand the need of the industry, need of the market, and provide the service to the mankind for a better and greater cause. So during the industrial revolutions, during the industry 2.0, industry 3.0, okay, industry 2.0 we talk about, it was the time period for where steam engines were designed, right? Industries were setting up. So at that time, what was the demand of the industry that were taught into the colleges? Like if you talk about the boilers, so at that time boilers was the need of the industries to generate the power, to do all the machinery works. So that time it was demanded, and those things were included into the your curriculum. But today you see the industry had grown. Okay, industry has gone far. Okay, industry has grown, but the curriculum still remain the same. So that is how you see the difference between the gap between the industry and the education is increasing. Okay, which is ultimately creating a big challenge for the mechanical engineers. Okay, now if I clearly or if I frankly tell you, then mechanical engineers are the one who are, like, if you were taught or if you were trained in a particular way, or if you were trained correctly, then mechanical engineers are the one who can be paid the maximum salaries because of the hard work, or the because of the work, that kind of work that mechanical engineers can do. Today the IPP industries are facing these challenges just because of the lack of talent in mechanical streams, right? From the past few decades, industries kept on growing, and the challenges a lot, but changed a lot, but the engineering institute and health syllabus remained unchanged. Nothing changed in the colleges and universities, except some IITs and IIMs. Okay, thus resulted in a huge gap in the industrial demand and skill set, which ultimately resulted in the huge unemployment for the young graduates. Today, 2 years back, I was going through a report. Okay, I was going through a report where it was clearly mentioned that by 2030, 80% of the India's youth will be unemployable. Why? Because of the skill set. They don't have that skill set which is required by the industry. So that's why you will see lot of mechanical engineers are leaving their domains without knowing the strength and without knowing the depth of their own domain. Okay, the skill set required for the EV industry is far from what is taught into the colleges. Okay, so here, like, now these things like might come to you after going through all the slides, like how one can start their career into the EV industry. Okay, in order to make a space into the industry, following are the things that you can help you out. Okay, first thing is building projects. Start working upon the projects, small project, whether it is your system modeling softwares, or whether it is physical softwares, or just a concept projects. Work upon them. Do the internships wherever you are getting, wherever it is possible. Do the maximum internships as much as possible. Research projects and teaching fellowship. Okay, so whoever doing the research, them. Okay, enroll for professional and certified courses in EV domain. If you have to make a career in this, you have decided that you have to go into this, enroll for the professional and certificate courses that are available. Like you can go through the Google and you can find the one. Learning software required in the industry. Go through the software which are demanded in the industry and learn them. Okay, live training. Attend all the live training sessions, or whatever maximum sessions are possible for you to attain. Get your hands dirty in some real projects. Like this is for completely transformation your theoretical or projects into a physical projects, to make some prototypes and show it to the world. Okay, show fast your projects. So that's all from my side. At last, I would like to say that this time which we are facing is definitely hard for mechanical engineers, but always remember that it is also said by the Benjamin Franklin, out of the adversity comes the opportunity. So this is not the adversity for this time is not the adversity time for the mechanical engineer, but it is a great opportunity for you. Okay, so work upon your skill set from today onwards and grab the opportunity whatever you are getting in this domain. Industry is waiting for you, industry is looking for you, but only thing is that there is a gap in the skills. Okay, that you can easily fulfill by working upon your skill gap. Okay, so with this I would like to thank everyone for listening to me. Otherwise I can move forward. Okay, have any questions? I'm up.
Thank you, sir.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, Shivam, you're audible. Hello, Shivam?
Yeah.
Let me share, the Asna will introduce something about our courses, like where you can just grab those knowledge and make your career into the EV industry. Okay, Asna will share some parts of that things. Asna, you can continue.
Thank you, sir. So here we are. Good evening to all and present here. I am Ashna Sharma, an admission counselor from ISI India. It's the most popular and favorite e-mobility mobility, sports, education, and research publications organization in India. Among engineering students, institute and green energy research organizations. India has become one of the epicenter of green energy concept development in India. We are motivating people, engineers, plus future engineers to work on new and renewable sources of energy. We provide the platform to new startups, innovation ideas, and passionate people who really want to contribute to society. It is the first society in India which is motivating engineer students to work on commercial green mobility. Our services and product has been appreciated and noted by delegates from 22 countries. We are an associate members of FMSICI. We have been awarded by National Youth Award by Ministry of Youth Affairs and recommended by Ministry of New and Renewable Energies. There are some courses which we provided that are offline or online based. In offline based, Center of Excellence are there, Green Mobility Lab, Industry 4.0, Innovations Labs, Meta Labs. For online courses, Professional Master Certification Program, Post Graduation Program, Specialization Program, and Specialization Proficiencies Improvement Programs, and more than National Skill Qualification Framework Program. For these deep knowledges, Professional Master Certification Program, which we categorize in 3 parts: EV, powertrain, architectures, and energy storage system. Second one is that electrical vehicle design, stimulation, and components selections. E-mobilities, communication, architectures, and diagnosis for the engineering students and post-graduation students also. Those are working there. Post-grad EV technologies, PGP, powertrain and integration. PGP, EV design, testing and crashworthy. PGP, EV intelligent systems. PG certification courses are there in depth learning battery pack designs, EV charging techniques, motor designs and selections parameters, battery management systems, electrical vehicle design, crashworthiness, aerodynamics, powertrain, energy storage system design and safety, powertrain selections and industries prospects, electrical motor and drive methods, power unit design and safety, electrical vehicle communications and diagnosis and electrical vehicle communication and diagnosis connected technology, homologation and testing, accompanied with various recent case studies to attend the challenges set by the EV industries with personalized industry mentorship, career guidance and placement assistance and much more. We provided in that. Both programs are there. Specialization program, which is categorized in advanced electrical vehicle design, electrical powertrain and modes, BMS and ECU for electrical vehicle, motor selections, designs and EV industries prospects, back to thermal management and safety, EV charging protocols and challenges. There are so many online internships programs also, which we categorize in some of them: EV design and development, automobile embedded system, artificial intelligence or Internet of Things. For more programs, fundamental programs are there: electrical bike design and development, solar vehicle design and development, design and optimization of EV drivetrain and electrical machines, motor and control, stimulating EV setup, which MATLAB and Simulink, fundamental of electrical bike. For the custom training programs, we skill up students. Upskilling, improving competencies of organization success and nation growth, becoming talent partner with industries by supplying industries ready workforce and upskilling. Our clients, which we collab that Bajaj, Epica, Kalika Steel, and so much more than that. Our uniqueness is that unique specialization with multiple software, career mentorships, session 1-to-1 with our mentor, high performance coachings, just-in-time interviews, doubt-resolving supports, industries projects, complete all the courses successfully to obtain the prestigious recognized from ASDC. Case studies are there which are live right now. 360-degree career support, just-in-time interviews, and high-performance placement with top OEMCs, FMEV, associate members, learning pedagogy, recorded plus live lectures, industrial projects, case studies, regular feedbacks, personalized learning, career assistance, practical learning and network, and job opportunities. There are some steps, 3 steps for enrollment process. First, fill the applications form, fill out the application form by giving basic details of yours. After that, the second step is the shortlisting on the base of your profile. You will get a call from counselor and block your seat by paying your registration fees. Our instructors are here. Our investors learn from India's leading EV faculty and industry experts are from their Hero Electrical, The Smart Move, Ola Electric, Mahindra, Maruti Suzuki, and so many more. These are some alumni who were placed in well-reputed organizations such as Ola, Hero Electric, KPMG, and their placements up to 7 LPM or based on their performance. Thank you. If you have any query regarding courses, I will share the Google form link in chat box. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, have anybody's having question? Okay. So you guys, you can ask your question. Otherwise, we can call it a day, or we can.